So as we celebrate the Vasant Panchami or the Vasant Panchami, also known as the Saraswati Puja, it marks the beginning of the spring season and its arrival and commencement, and is mainly celebrated as the appearance day of goddess Saraswati, who is the goddess of wisdom, education, creativity, knowledge, intuition, insight. So, how does this goddess holds a strong significance on a spiritual holistic level much more than on the religious level? So today's video is going to be about goddess Saraswati and her spiritual significance, and how can you benefit from her if you are on your spiritual soul journey, if you are a light worker or a light bearer, and if you see a greater understanding of the wisdom or the knowledge of this world. So stay tuned till the end of this video and keep watching. So as per the Hindu mythology, when the Brahma or the creator of this entire universe created the universe, and after that he felt a lack of consciousness, a lack of sensibility, a lack of knowledge and order into the entire creation of his, or the entire universe that he created. And thus he felt the need of that to bring life, the real essence of life into his creation. And thus he took some water from holy sacred water from his kamandalu and poured it onto his hand. Kamandalu is used by the sages to carry the water for their penance, or the holy sacred water. He took that into his hand and splashed it onto the ground, and thus goddess Saraswati came into existence. And as soon as she arrived, as soon as she came into existence, there was a sense of understanding, of knowledge. There was a sense of consciousness that was missing, that was lacking. It came into the creation, into the universe. And thus she was named as Saraswati, which means the river of knowledge. Saraswati, when translated in Sanskrit, or Saraswati is a Sanskrit word, and when it's translated in English, it means the essence of life. So Saraswati, or the goddess, is the goddess of the essence of life. The essence, the true essence that we need to know, that we should be aware of as a being, as a human, as a soul. So as a river takes away and sweeps away the dirt and filth with it, the river of knowledge, that is Saraswati, takes away the darkness of ignorance and takes away the filth of ignorance, or the darkness that we imbibe from this physical world. And hence she is Saraswati. She is the true knowledge, or the essence of our true self, of our true being. So here I have taken a reference image for you from the Gods and Goddesses Mandala wisdom cards, and here you see her sitting in a white sari with a lute in her hand, with the bead mala and sacred texts in her hand. So this is a general representation of Goddess Saraswati. She is mainly, the source of her comes from Shakti, that is Durga, and she forms the trinity, the female trinity of Hinduism, that is the Mahakali, Mahalakshmi and Mahasaraswati. So she is one of those three female trinities as well. So mostly in an image she is portrayed in a white sari. That white is for purity, for the consciousness and for the clarity. also symbolizes the clarity of knowledge or the purity of knowledge or the peace that can be there or the consciousness that can be there. So Saraswati Devi or Mother is portrayed as a modest, beautiful woman with four hands sitting on a white lotus. Not in this image, but generally whenever she is shown sitting on a white lotus. That white lotus also carries a symbolism with her arms, with her forearms and the elements which she carries in each. So when she is shown seated in a white lotus, it means that she is seated in the supreme reality. Saraswati is rooted in the supreme knowledge. Saraswati is the supreme knowledge and she is seated into the supreme reality. And as we all know, lotuses grow in mud, in puddles, and that is what is all about its purity. That how pure the knowledge can be, that it can take you up, it can transcend you from that physical world, from that filth, from that dirt, and that supreme reality can take you to the supreme knowledge. Generally, humans don't have four arms, or none of the angels as well in specific are shown with four arms, but she is shown with four arms, which indicate the four elements that can comprise, which is mind, intellect, consciousness, and ego. So these four elements are her four arms, and controlling them with the supreme knowledge is Saraswati, is what is knowledge. So let's talk about what her four arms, what she holds, and what is the significance of each. So in one of the arms, in the rear arms, she holds the Vedas, which is the total intellectual knowledge or the purest knowledge, and it is the most first ever known sacred text in Hinduism. So she holds that knowledge in her hand. She holds a mala, or the beads, or the garland of beads, if we can say, if we can call them, which is all about meditation, contemplation, and focus. Because in Hinduism, a mala is used to chant on the mantras, to chant onto specific beats on those beats. So it's all about concentration and focus and contemplation with meditation. She holds a lute in her hand, which is called the veena, if you can see here. She holds a veena, which is a lute. And this is about, you need to tune in your mind to receive that intellectual knowledge as well as to remain in harmony with the entire world. So that tuning into, tapping into that self, tapping into that higher self, into the inner self, into your inner mind is what is required and what she teaches by doing this. Saraswati is not generally seen in a Varmudra like this, that is fearlessness, because she tells you that you have to tune in your mind, tune into that intellectual knowledge with both of your hands, so that you can tune in with others and feel fearless on your own. Whenever she is not shown sitting on a lotus, she is shown sitting on a swan, a white swan. And swans are known to discriminate, their beaks are sensitive and they can discriminate between pure milk and the milk with water. So it's about discriminating between the good and the bad, the good and the evil, what is good and what is not good, and that comes with this knowledge, that comes with this consciousness which Saraswati can give you. So when she uses swan as a vehicle, it means that knowledge can give you that power over that discrimination, that you can make the right choice, you can make the correct decision. In this picture you can see a little peacock, which is not complete, but yes, in most of the pictures she's shown with a peacock gazing at her from a distance. So the peacock is known for its pride, for its arrogance, and for fickleness of human mind. That is, it changes according to the weather, it changes according to the climate, and so does human mind does. And this is why she chooses peacock over a swan. Though peacock is gorgeous, is beautiful, but swan is pure, swan has the discrimination, swan has that consciousness. And when she chooses peacock over a swan, and peacock is looked at gazing on goddess Saraswati, it means that the fickle human mind can only gaze on it. They can't even reach to that knowledge. They can't reach to that sacred self, to that highest self. It needs control, it needs discrimination to get that knowledge, or to get yourself controlled by that knowledge, or controlled by that realization of the true self. And thus, Saraswati holds a greater significance than much more than just a goddess. She is full of symbolisms. Her white sari, her lute, her veena, her mala, her Vedic texts, her vehicles, and the lotus which she sits on. So everything holds a significance. So mostly on Vasant Panchami, people celebrate this day with dressed up in white or yellow. Yellow being the spring color and white being the most favorite color of Goddess Saraswati. So they are dressed up in white or yellow, offered yellow flowers to the goddess, and offered yellow white sweets to her, garlands, and thus celebrated this day. So now let's talk about how you can benefit if you are on your spiritual soul journey. To be on this journey, what requires is the knowledge of your true self, of your true being, of who you are, and that cannot come from the bookish or textual languages or textual education. That comes from that higher knowledge of the self, understanding, consciousness, awakening, and that what it comes from Saraswati. So in one of my recent shots, I asked and I said about meditating and contemplating. So why to meditate on her? Why to contemplate on her? She holds such a beautiful imagery. She sits on a lotus that grows in a puddle, and that lotus being the supreme reality that you can bloom if you choose to be. Then she sits over it as a supreme knowledge. She tells you to get in tune with the mind, get your mind in tune of how the things should be and how they shouldn't be. You should learn to discriminate the good and the bad, and that can come from that knowledge, that can come from the awakening of the consciousness. And that is what Saraswati is all about. So she is a very important and essential archetype, essential goddess when it comes to subjects like career, education, and progress in your education, excelling in that, trying to be the best version of yourself. Right? This day is important for you. If you are looking forward to excel in some creative field, in artistic field, in educational field, then you should turn on to her and meditate upon her. Ask her for her blessings. She is not only a goddess, she's a great entity which you can turn to draw that knowledge, to draw that power. She's the source of immense knowledge, source of immense wisdom. Knowledge, wisdom, and education are very different things. Wisdom is about the true wise knowledge. Education is just what a book says. So, if you are on your spiritual soul journey, it's all about awakening of the self, knowing the true essence of yourself, knowing what the true thing is, how you should be discriminating, how you should be controlling, what is good, what is bad, what is what. That what questions are answered by Saraswati. She bestows that knowledge, she bestows that understanding, she bestows that clarity onto you, with she being the supreme knowledge. So, if you are looking forward to excel in any of these fields, this day is a great day to turn to her. And if you are in India, it could mean that now for you, until the video is released, the time for you must have passed, but yes, you still have the entire day. The Tithi or the Hindu lunar calendar still continues to give you the date or give you the entire full 24 hours of Vasant Panchami, and you can use it to your highest good. Otherwise, if you're watching this video next year, then also you can always turn to her and ask for her blessings. If you did like this video, then do remember to subscribe to this channel and also press the bell icon, and like this video for sure and share your experiences in the comment section. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.